You think he always wants to be in control, but the truth is, the moments he craves most are the ones where he completely lets go. Because what men secretly want isn't just attraction, it's to feel something real, intense, and unexpected. And once you understand this, everything about how he responds to you starts to change. Stay with me, because I'm about to walk you through 5 powerful ways to shift the energy completely. Ways that don't rely on being someone else, but instead unlock a version of you that's already there. And when you start using this energy the right way, you'll notice something instantly. His focus sharpens, his reactions deepen, and suddenly you're not just part of the moment, you are the moment. Hey ladies, welcome back. Today, we're stepping into one of the most exciting and often misunderstood sides of intimacy: rough sex. Before your mind jumps to extremes or scenes you may have watched somewhere, I want to slow things down and really look at what men quietly desire in the bedroom and why it's not really about being wild in a careless way, but more about being aware and intentional. Because the truth is, there's a side of men we don't often talk about openly. A side that doesn't just want to feel liked, but deeply wanted, almost consumed in the moment. A part of him that doesn't always want softness and calm, but sometimes needs bold, fearless energy that feels alive. And yes, I'm talking about you. The woman who can step into that energy, take control of the moment, and make him feel like he's losing himself in the experience. This isn't about pretending to be someone else or acting out a role that doesn't fit you. It's about allowing a part of yourself that already exists to come forward. That strong, confident side of you that understands how to create deep attraction and real passion. The kind of presence that makes him pause, that makes his thoughts slow down, and that leaves him wanting more without even knowing how to explain it. You become the woman who doesn't just follow the moment, but shapes it in a way that feels natural and powerful. In this video, I'm guiding you through 5 rough yet meaningful moves that men don't just enjoy, but often imagine quietly. And this is not only about physical action. These moments connect to something deeper. They mix emotion, instinct, and energy in a way that stays in his mind long after it's over. They awaken a side of him that doesn't always get space in daily life. And when you step into that space with awareness, care, and confidence, something shifts. You'll notice how he reacts differently, how he becomes more open, more present, and more connected in ways that may even surprise him. So if you're ready to explore this and learn how to connect on that level, stay with me. Let's start with a move that creates immediate impact: the sudden pin and whisper. There is something powerful about combining surprise with closeness. It creates a spark that feels natural yet intense. One thing many men quietly respond to is that moment when they are gently pinned. Not in a forceful or harmful way, but in a way that makes them pause and feel the shift. You don't need strength for this, you just need intention. It could be guiding him back onto the bed, placing yourself over him, or holding his wrists lightly but firmly enough that he notices. It's not about control through force, it's about presence and clarity in the moment. What matters here is the feeling you create. When you take that position, even briefly, you are setting the tone. You are showing him that you are engaged, aware, and leading the experience for that moment. And then comes the part that changes everything. Once he is still, lean closer slowly. Let there be space between your words and your breath. Don't rush it. Let the silence build a little tension. Then whisper something that fits your connection, something playful or slightly daring. The exact words matter less than how you say them. The warmth of your voice, the closeness of your presence, and the quiet confidence behind it all speak louder than anything else. This kind of moment doesn't leave anything physical behind, but it creates a strong impression in his mind. It moves past surface level thinking and connects to something instinctive. It allows him to feel wanted in a way that is direct and clear. Many men don't express this openly, but they do want moments where they can stop leading and simply feel. They want to experience being guided without pressure. And when that happens in a space that still feels safe and connected, it opens something deeper emotionally as well. Because intensity does not mean a lack of care. It means focused energy combined with awareness and trust. Now let's move into another powerful moment, the hair grab and slow drag. There is something very natural and instinctive about hair. Not just how it feels, but what it represents. It connects to passion, closeness, and a sense of direction within the moment. One move that is often overlooked is when you gently take hold of his hair and use it to guide his attention. Many women are used to having their own hair touched or pulled, but when you reverse that dynamic, it creates a new kind of energy. Even a soft grip at the base while you are close to him can shift the feeling in a noticeable way. Again, this is not about being rough in a harsh way. It is about awareness of touch. When you hold his hair, even lightly, you are expressing something without needing words. It shows that you are engaged and that you are allowing yourself to feel the moment fully. After you take that hold, you can slowly guide his head back just enough to change his angle or expose more of his neck. Then pause for a second. That pause builds anticipation. It gives him time to feel what is happening and to stay present in it. You are not rushing forward, you are creating a rhythm that keeps his attention completely with you. Then soften the moment again. Bring contrast into it. A gentle touch, a slow movement, something that balances the firmness from before. That shift between strong and soft creates a deeper response. It keeps his mind engaged because he cannot predict what comes next. He is not just reacting physically, he is experiencing something layered. And that is what makes it memorable. It is not just about sensation, it is about how it all connects together. When you do this with confidence and calm energy, it shows him that you are comfortable leading in a way that feels natural and grounded. Now moving into the third moment, the hip grab and deep grind. There comes a point in intimacy where movement becomes a form of communication. It is no longer about action alone, but about how you express yourself through it. One thing many men respond to strongly is when you take control of the rhythm. A slow, steady pace guided by you can feel much more intense than anything rushed. When you place your hands on his sides or hold his waist and keep him in place while you move, it creates a strong sense of direction in the moment. It shows that you are present and aware of your own pace. This is not about speed or performance. It is about depth and intention. When you hold him close and move with purpose, he feels something more than just the physical side. He feels your focus. He notices that you are not trying to impress, but simply expressing what feels right to you. That creates a different kind of connection. It allows him to relax into the moment instead of thinking about what he should do next. And that shift can be very powerful because now the experience becomes shared, not directed by pressure, but guided by feeling and awareness. As you continue in that rhythm, the consistency itself builds intensity. It keeps his attention grounded in the moment. Your hands, your movement, and your pace all work together to create something that feels steady yet strong. And that is where the real impact happens. He is no longer just reacting. He is fully present with you. And that presence is what turns a simple moment into something that stays with him later. It is not about doing more. It is about doing things with meaning and intention that feel real and connected. He's being pulled into your energy, admired, and completely drawn in by the way you hold the moment. It becomes less action and more about presence. The feeling that right now you are fully there and aware, and you're choosing to enjoy every second of it. That's where the real power lives. That's where passion stops feeling forced and starts becoming natural. When a man notices that your movements are not for his approval, but come from your own desire, something shifts inside him. He realizes he's part of something honest, something that isn't rehearsed or artificial, but real and deeply felt. When he feels your body leading with confidence and purpose, it creates a reaction he doesn't expect. It's not about performance anymore. It becomes an experience that surrounds him. He's no longer observing. He's fully inside the moment with you. That's what makes it stay in his mind. This kind of intensity doesn't come from being harsh. It comes from being grounded and present. It shows that you are not just sharing the space, you are shaping it. And that difference changes everything. It leaves him thinking, feeling, and remembering in a way that goes far beyond the moment itself. So when you find yourself there again, don't hold back your intention. Let your hands guide naturally. Let your rhythm slow when it needs to. And let your presence speak without needing to explain anything. Allow him to feel that you are not just responding, you are leading with awareness. That quiet confidence becomes something he carries with him afterward. It's the kind of memory that doesn't fade quickly, because it wasn't just physical, it was emotional and mental at the same time. And that is what creates a lasting impression that stays with him longer than expected. Then comes that sudden shift, the moment where you move without hesitation and take your place in a way that feels certain and natural. There is something powerful about being unexpected in a calm and confident way. Not chaotic, not rushed, but simply sure of yourself. When you step into that space without asking, you break the usual pattern. You bring a new kind of energy into the moment. His attention sharpens, his breathing changes, and you can feel that subtle pause where he realizes something just shifted. That awareness alone creates a deeper level of connection between you both. Holding his gaze in that moment becomes more than just eye contact. It becomes a form of communication that doesn't need words. You are showing him that you are present, that you see him fully, and that you are not distracted or unsure. That kind of focus has a strong effect because it reaches beyond the surface. It touches something deeper in his mind. It allows him to feel seen in a way that is rare. And when you pause instead of rushing forward, when you let the moment settle before moving again, you create anticipation that builds naturally without effort. That pause becomes meaningful because it holds tension in a gentle way. It's not about stopping completely, it's about allowing space for the feeling to grow. He begins to wonder what comes next, and that curiosity keeps him fully engaged. It turns the moment into something layered, something that feels complete even in stillness. And in that space, connection grows stronger because it is not being rushed or forced. It is unfolding in a way that feels real and intentional, guided by awareness rather than expectation. Understanding when to hold back becomes just as powerful as knowing when to move forward. Sometimes the strongest impact comes from slowing things down instead of speeding them up. When you create that space between wanting and receiving, you allow desire to build in a deeper way. It's not about denying or rejecting, it's about shaping the rhythm so that each moment carries more meaning. When you step back slightly after building closeness, you create a pause that makes everything feel more intense without needing to do more. In that pause, his mind stays engaged. He becomes more aware of how he feels, more aware of your presence, and more connected to the moment. That slight delay creates anticipation that feels natural, not forced. It allows the experience to grow instead of ending too quickly. And when things move forward again, it feels more complete, more satisfying, because it wasn't rushed. It was allowed to develop in its own time, guided by your awareness and sense of timing. This is where the deeper message comes through. It shows that you are not simply reacting, you are choosing how the moment unfolds. That sense of choice and control, balanced with care and connection, creates something that feels strong yet comfortable. It allows him to relax into the experience because he can feel that you are present and aware. And that combination of confidence and calmness is what makes the moment stand out in his memory long after it has passed. At its core, this is not about techniques or actions alone. It is about the energy you bring into the space. It is about how you carry yourself, how you respond, and how you stay present. When you allow your natural confidence and awareness to guide you, everything else follows more easily. You don't need to force anything or try too hard. You simply need to stay connected to yourself and the moment. That is what creates something meaningful and memorable without needing to overthink it. When you move with that kind of presence, you become more than just part of the moment. You become the reason it feels different. You create something that stays with him, not because of what you did, but because of how it felt. And that feeling is what he remembers. It is what makes him think back on the moment and realize it was not ordinary. It was something that carried depth, intention, and real connection. So as you move forward, remember that confidence is not about being perfect or having everything figured out. It is about trusting yourself in the moment. It is about knowing that what you bring naturally is enough. When you stop holding back that part of yourself that understands connection and presence, everything begins to feel more natural. And that is when you create something that is not just experienced, but remembered in a way that truly lasts. What all of this comes down to is simple but powerful. It's not about memorizing moves or trying to act like someone you're not. It's about understanding the energy you bring into a moment and how that energy shapes the connection between you and him. When you allow yourself to be confident, present, and intentional, everything begins to feel more natural and more real. You stop performing and start experiencing, and that shift is what makes everything different. The moments that stay with someone are not always the loudest or the most dramatic. They are the ones where they felt something genuine, where they felt seen, wanted, and connected in a way that didn't feel forced. When you learn how to balance intensity with care, boldness with awareness, and action with stillness, you create an experience that goes beyond the surface. It becomes something meaningful, something that leaves an impression long after it's over. So instead of focusing on doing more, focus on being more present. Trust your instincts, pay attention to the rhythm of the moment, and don't be afraid to express your natural confidence. That is what creates real attraction and lasting memories. In the end, it's not about perfection. It's about authenticity, connection, and the ability to make someone feel something real. And when you can do that, you become truly unforgettable.